Hey guys, Tony here. So I did get a lot of requests on doing a TA for Bitcoin. Right off the bat, like I told you guys before, I'm still pretty bearish on Bitcoin. We did hit tops back here on April 26th when we hit that when we almost hit 65,000. And I told you guys, I'm like, I can definitely see us, hitting these tops and us going all the way back down to 17,000, like $900, back to these previous all-time highs that we had back in what? We're not here. Previous back in what, 2017? We had these 20,000 all-time highs. I do think as of right now, we officially started that bear market on crypto, and we're going back down. All TA supports. Everybody's saying like, oh shit, like Bitcoin's not gonna go down. It's not gonna go down. It's gonna go down, man. Like this, I think we've hit tops already, and obviously we haven't gone back to that 65K top that we used to get. But I mean, look at this. We obviously have this weaker bearish candle right here, the darker, like the maroon colored one. Obviously, you guys know I have a custom MACD, the one that I created, and it actually shows sells instead of buys. Last time we had these weaker monthly candles created, every single time we had a sell-off. See, created, boom, sell-off started again. We keep going all the way back, weaker monthly MACD candle, boom, again, weaker monthly MACD candle created, and then the sell-off started. You guys we can do this all the way back till Bitcoin was actually, till Bitcoin was like in the hundreds, right? That's exactly what happened. What did we just do? What did we just do for April? Weaker candle created. And as soon as this red line crosses this yellow line and creates a green bubble, we've officially started that. We officially started that bear market. And if I could have, I would have probably shorted Bitcoin all the way up here. I think I'm gonna be waiting for that confirmation though, to sell Bitcoin, because I do think we might go back up to maybe 57,000, and if we do, I'm probably gonna put in sales to short Bitcoin. Even on the week chart, we still have pretty strong signals of Bitcoin starting to move down. You have the stochastic creating tops right here. We actually just crossed that red line over the blue one, which means that we created the top, and we're starting to move down. But again, we've had the stochastic create tops all here, but guess what? Ever since we actually created tops back in November 2nd of last year, we've stayed on the bottom of the MACD, of this 410 level on the MACD, on this 10 level on the MACD. And we actually just crossed it for the first time right here. We just crossed it. And that on itself makes me extremely bearish. Extremely bearish on Bitcoin. If we do actually cross right here on the MACD, it does look like we're getting ready to bounce back up for Bitcoin. So as soon as this crosses, we create a red dot right here. I am going to be buying Bitcoin, and I'm going to be holding it because I do think there's a chance that we rush all the way back up to 57K. As soon as this gets created, as soon as this red bubble appears here, I'm going to be buying into BTC, and we're about to cross over. We created obvious bottoms in the stochastic, and just looking at previous rallies, like every single time that it gets crossed over, it respects it. The stochastic bottom respects it. Every single time it crosses over, it moons back up. So 100%, I'm gonna be buying BTC once it actually crosses over on the bearish side, which is again we're using the reverse MACD. So I'm using this as a signal to buy, and we have obvious signs of creating bottoms, and we know that it respects it. So all I'm waiting is for BTC to actually cross over that to create that red bubble on the MACD, and then for the stochastic to cross over that blue line over the red. Again, 4 hour, it looks like it's about to sell, but the thing is, even when it crosses over, it just kind of trades sideways or a little bit down. Like I said, I do think we have a strong chance of going back up to that 57,000, but I think once we actually cross that, I think we're headed right back down, to be honest. Like we crossed, if you guys can see here, we had a really good pattern of just of our price action being between these white lines that I created right here. We had a really solid pattern for a really long time. I mean, you guys can see this all the way back to, we had it all the way back to when December 14th of last year. I mean, this was all the way back to here. Like we had this like this full pattern all the way down, and we actually just broke it when we had that huge sell-off a couple of days ago, back on April 19th, which was what, last week. And I did think that we were actually on in a, what is it called? These are ascending triangles. But we actually broke to the downside. And like I said, I do think that we're well underway, going back to like 17, 18K for Bitcoin. And I think the rest of crypto is going to follow. I do think that altcoins are still going to rally up. The only altcoin that actually rallied recently was Dogecoin. But we still have a chance for other altcoins to actually rally. But as of right now, I do think the downturn of crypto has started, and we're going right back to 2017 levels. I mean, the TA clearly shows it. We are still bullish. You guys can see the MAs here, the 50 MA and the 200 MA. We're clearly bullish on on the charts, but I don't think that's enough. I really don't, because I mean the what is it called? The MAs have been clearly bullish since the inception of Bitcoin, and it's obviously had super hard downturns, right? So I think the next time Bitcoin actually crosses that 57K or goes back and retests, which would be, I don't know when, maybe in the next couple of days, but like I said, as soon as this crosses to the downside, I'm going to be buying. And if we do hit highs of that 57K, I think that's when I'm going to be selling off, and I'm going to be shorting Bitcoin. I think this is the start of Bitcoin dropping. And you know, I've said this before. I told you guys back when we were like at 60K, I'm like, we're definitely oversold. We're due for a huge correction, and I think it's definitely gonna be happening, you know, sometime soon. I was expecting the huge drop off to be sometime this year, but you never know, right? But yeah, BTC short term, I'm gonna be buying, probably selling off at like 57K. And then I'm probably gonna wait a bit to see if it goes back to 60K, and then I'm gonna be shorting the shit out of BTC, to be completely honest. I'll see you guys later.